Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your January 2022 love reading. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. I hope you have a happy new year. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And I'll be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. But if you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. All right, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Four of Arrows. So this is actually a Libra energy here, which for you guys is your sixth house. But what I'm picking up on with this more than anything, I feel like this is saying that you might have been holding back around communication with a certain situation, possibly because you might have felt like it would cause conflict with them, because if we see there, we have the one arrow, which to me looks like the Ace of Swords energy, and it's pointing toward that side of the spread, which would be their energy. And then we see those three arrows right above the other person. So could have been you could have been holding back on communicating something because you might have felt like it would cause conflict, or at the very least hurt that person's feelings. But yeah, it definitely looks like there might have been some things being swept under the rug in the past. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Nine of Chalices, Pisces energy, and the Knave of Swords. So, seeing these two cards here, I feel like this is saying that their feelings for you most likely ran pretty deep, but when it came time to actually communicate around that, they might have felt a bit intimidated for whatever reason. It could just be saying also that for some of you guys might have started out as friends, and there might have been a desire to actually take things to another level. So, for example, maybe you guys had a more casual thing going on in the past, and this person, it appears, would have wanted something more serious, but I don't necessarily think that they were communicating that to you. All right. Present energy on your side, we have the Four of Cups. So more four energy here. This time this is Cancer energy too, which for you guys represents your third house communication. So to see this energy come up here, again, I feel like it's that same energy, but it's still saying that you're not communicating around what you are feeling. And I feel like it's just making the situation worse, you know. Maybe you might feel like for whatever reason that they should be the ones to come forward to communicate first. But yeah, it looks like you're definitely holding back on something. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Chariot. So looking at the artwork here too, this is also Cancer energy, but with this coming out in the present position on their side, I feel like this is saying that they will most likely be the ones to try to initiate communication between the two of you. I also see it looks like they're a bit more confident with their delivery as well. So like we said here, we saw the Nine of Chalices, which is a deep feeling card, but then with that Knave of Swords, it looked like there was some reluctance or shyness with the communication aspect. But here we see a more confident energy moving forward. All right, and future energy. On your side, we have the Six of Arrows, so more arrows energy here. This is Aquarius energy. So for some of you, it could even just be saying that maybe you've had a lot on your mind around your work lives, and it wasn't even directly related to this relationship, but that could have just been causing some tensions within your relationship. And that would make sense as far as you guys have a ton of energy in Aquarius, which is your 10th house. But aside from that, that could just be saying that maybe you feel like you are able to move toward calmer waters with this person, and you feel like there might be some peace restored. So like I said, it doesn't look like outward conflict, but more of things just bubbling beneath the surface and not being communicated. So it could just be as simple as if they do come forward with that Chariot energy and they actually get the ball rolling around the communication, that could be what clears the air between the two of you. So yeah, timeline wise, I would say definitely look out for the Cancer full moon, which would be toward the end of Capricorn season, as for when you might actually have that communication between the two of you. And then we also see that this is representing Aquarius energy. Could just be saying that as we move toward the end of January, when Aquarius season starts, you might start to feel like you're in that energy. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Tower in reverse and the Devil in reverse. So, two pretty intense energies here, but if you are going to see them come up in the spread, it is good to see them come out in reverse. So, I do have to say, for a small percentage of you, this might have even been some third party dynamic where even if there wasn't physically a third party involved, there might have been some suspicion of that. But seeing this in reverse as well as the devil in reverse, either way, I feel like this is saying that that won't be the case. So if there actually was a third party in the dynamic, it looks like they would be leaving that behind. Or if you were just having a fear around that, seeing this in a future position, saying that says that that's not going to be a situation within the connection. And let me see what else comes to mind with this. And for some of you, it could just be crisis averted too, because like I said, it looks like there's some underlying tension within the connection because of things not being spoken about. So maybe it is as simple as when the lines of communication open, you're able to put those suspicions to bed if there was any worries about that. Let me see. And for some of you, I don't necessarily see an indicator that the two of you were physically in a true committed relationship either. So it could just be as simple as saying that they might get rid of dating options and narrow it down to just being with you as well. So it's another way I can see that playing out. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Balance, which is actually the major arcana card for Sagittarius. So definitely a pretty positive energy to see here. And interestingly enough, on the bottom of the deck on their side, they have the major arcana card for Gemini. So we see the Sagittarius Gemini axis there. So yeah, it could just be saying that there could be an increase in intimacy. Some of you might actually even work together as well, and maybe that's where it has been that tension, where you're like, okay, is this really the right environment to be in this kind of connection? But yeah, seeing the opposites a couple different times. We have the Cancer energy. That's the major arcana card for Capricorn in the future position. So definitely could just be saying that you might view things from the opposite ends of the spectrum, but there could be a lot of underlying compatibility at the same time. Could just be a matter of bridging that gap, ironically, given that that's the title of this reading. But yeah, let's move on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from Moonlight deck. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and I'm going to be looking for jumpers first, as far as unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if we shuffle for a while without anything coming up, we'll just pull a card. So let's see what we get. All right, got one there. That won't go back in the deck. And let's see if we get one from them to you now. Almost had one there. Nope. And now we got one there. So let's see what we got. Okay, on your side, we have baggage. It says, did I have it focused? And then it wasn't. There we go. It says, I'm sweeping away toxicity to make room for what's important. So, interesting message there. I mean, I didn't necessarily pick up on that for you guys, other than, like I was saying, it did seem like you were holding back communication around something, and that seemed to be causing a bit of tension within the connection. But maybe for some of you, that's all it was, right? So I wouldn't necessarily automatically equate that to toxicity, but you might have realized that, okay, maybe there are some things I do need to talk about, right? And you finally do bring them forward. And with that Six of Arrows, that could definitely point to the energy of leaving that behind. And on their side, we have unresolved. It says, so much has happened between us in the past. Can we work through it again? Interesting. So yeah, definitely looks like there is that potential there for the two of you to bridge that gap between each other with this connection. Looks like you're, like I said, it just looks like more the wording toxicity there just seems a little iffy to me, but I do see where, like I said, it looked like you were holding back around communicating something. And initially, I didn't necessarily see you guys had much of a history as far as romantically speaking anyway. I almost picked up on this as more of a friendship where maybe it was more casual, but looking at the card on their side, it's possible you did have a longer history together, and possibly with this Venus retrograde energy we'll be having, that's going to bring the connection back up between the two of you. So hopefully those resonated, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I pre-shuffled this deck as well, and here I'm just going to be looking for one card though with general advice, and then we'll wrap up with that. Oh, already got one, so let's see what we got with this. Okay, we have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. So we'll read what it has to say. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The Oracle's message. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. All right, pretty positive message there. The part about evidence of loyalty will appear in your life, that makes me think of what we were saying with the Tower and the Devil in reverse, to where if there was some fear of a third party dynamic, I feel like that's going to be put to bed. So hopefully that resonated. And the relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So yeah, another pretty positive message there. This definitely looks like it's going to be a positive month for you guys to clear the air. Like I said, there will be the Venus retrograde, so if things already are off the rails, that would definitely help in that regard. Definitely watch out for that Cancer full moon as far as timelines for when some communication might start to come forward. And then as we move toward Aquarius season, which will be toward the end of January, it looks like you guys will be getting things back on track. All right, so we'll wrap up there. Once again, hope you guys are having a good holiday season and a happy new year, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.